So having that comfort next way to go there, buddy. Hey guys, how are you? Danielle Summerfield at Summerfield Draft Horses here, and this is Jarvis, and Darcy's in there, and this is my friend Anne-Marie. And just as I promised you guys last week, we are here doing our opening video on overcoming your fears. And this is mostly overcoming your fears of riding after a fall, or your fear of being around these big guys. And just kind of getting back into something that you really enjoyed before. So I think we should start at the beginning. Tell me about you and a little bit, and how your fall is, and and what we're gonna do.
Well, my name's Anne-Marie.
Okay, so that,
Pick it.
yeah, it won't pick it up.
Well, my name is Anne-Marie,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason why I'm here
Mm-hmm.
is because, yes, I have had an accident.
Okay. And was it a really bad accident, or was it just like more of a fall? Did you get kicked, and what happened?
It was a bad
It was a bad accident. Okay.
Yes,
Landed in the hospital or something.
yes. I was on a horse that I was getting to know,
Okay.
doing some posting,
Mhm.
confidence, and for some reason he started bucking,
Okay.
and which you try to apply everything that you know to get a horse under control, which that's what I was doing.
Mhm.
And I held on for the fourth buck,
Mhm.
and then he threw me.
And off you went. So you've been riding a long time beforehand, and you really knew what you were doing. You were hunter jumper, or was that your discipline, or were you more just dressage, or just Western pleasure? What was your discipline prior to all of this accident?
Pretty much Western.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what you knew what you were doing. You were an experienced rider, and this horse just started bucking.
And plus, I mean, I had taken clinics and a couple of clinics, and to better myself and building more for myself.
Okay.
And so when this happened, I was trying to get him under control, bending him at the pole,
Mm-hmm.
and I
And you
came
just
off.
bucked
He
off, okay.
threw me.
Yeah.
And I remembered even trying to tuck, tuck to protect yourself, and that's where I landed.
Mm-hmm.
Here laying down on the side, and I ended up breaking 3 ribs, which punctured my lung and collapsed.
Yikes.
And
then you were in the
landed me
hospital for a while.
in ICU,
Wow.
in which they ended up putting a tube in my chest.
To try to get your lung to inflate again.
Yeah,
Just
to
to
relieve
make
all
sure.
the fluid that was building up.
Yeah, that's a pretty serious accident.
Yes.
Yes.
And also to be able for me to function, because they had me on so much pain medication.
Right. So, that kind of an accident, it's pretty scary. I know a lot of people have had accidents and falls. I mean, heck, I've fallen off of him, and I've been kicked by him a couple times, but nothing like that. I've known a girlfriend of mine, she fell off her horse, and her horse stepped on her back, and she's had a lot of surgeries too, and she's up and riding. So everybody gets over this type of accident differently, and in your case, you're still struggling with that what if, and this is what we're going to overcome. This is what we're working towards.
Yes.
Cool.
And just to let you know that it's not like I haven't been trying over the years to overcome this, because I have taken clinics. I've even went back to square one on taking riding lessons, and I honestly believe that my what if and the excuse, I was coming up with excuses as to why not to continue with the riding lessons, why not to continue this or that, because of my fear.
Okay, so now we have our fear, which has manifested into another type of fear, is to have the courage to get back. Now, I understand that you've been on a horse before, and since then, that's when you had Cavalli, and you guys have all seen pictures of him. So that's her horse after the accident. Now Cavalli was he a Hanoverian, or was he just a standardbred? What breed was he?
Dutch warm blood.
Dutch warm blood. Okay, so he was a big guy like this guy, but not obviously the draft. So he was more refined, as you guys already saw. I'll put some pictures of him back in there so you guys can get your memories refreshed. So that's Cavalli and her after the fact. And you rode him for a while, or did you just do a lot of groundwork with him? What, in a nutshell, what happened? I mean, were you able to go riding with him a little bit more?
Yes,
okay.
I was, because I knew of his training. He's retired.
So he was a retired
hunter
jumper. Okay, so he knew what he was doing.
Yes, he was a champion.
Okay.
And he knew it too.
Don't they all? They all know when they're awesome.
Yes.
So you had a fall off of a horse that you were just getting to know, and you, what? What do you want? This? No? Okay. How did you acquire Cavalli? How did you get, what led up to, because obviously you had a fear to get back on the horses, but now you've got this new retired horse. How did he come into your life?
Cavalli came into my life from my ex-fiance's daughter. Okay. Because I lived in Virginia. She, at that time, lived in Georgia. And she is an equestrian.
Okay.
And she had been riding, very excellent rider, and she had acquired Cavalli to compete with, and then after extensive tests, realized of the damage that was done to his foot.
Okay, so he retired, and that's how.
Yes. And she called me and said, "Marie, I believe I have the perfect horse for you to work with, and would you like?"
So you have Cavalli, and he was the horse to get you back up and running. So now you've got Pest. Hi. What is it that you want? Hi. I love you too, buddy. I really do. He wants one of the treats.
Yep. He's like, "I'll give you a kiss. You give me a treat."
You give me a treat. Can't do that.
He hasn't quite figured out that if you want it goes around.
Yeah, if he goes around, he could probably get it. He's gonna try though. You gonna try to stretch?
Jarvis.
You can get him.
Hey,
Here,
handsome.
make him go around.
What? You wanna come around? You wanna come around? You wanna come around? You want this? You want it? Come on. Come around. Come on. Come on. Not past the hole. Come on. Come around. He's like, "You're not being fair." she's being mean. She's being mean.
You can get it, but you have to go around the pole, sweetheart.
Come on.
That's his temper tantrum.
That's the temper tantrum?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
You can give it to
Hey,
him.
Mr. Darcy. There we go. Mr. Darcy's like, I'll get
So I
it.
get it.
I'll get it.
I'm older, I'm more seasoned, I get it. I know what you
You
want.
don't want to get it. Yeah, he doesn't want to come around the pole.
So since Cavalli, you haven't had the opportunity to be able to get another horse and start doing all this again.
Yes.
But someone allowed you to ride their horse, and she helped you through a lot of things as well.
Yes.
That's awesome. Now, between then and now and then, you started reading some books and starting to try to figure out how to overcome your fear on your own, right?
Yes. Actually, I've been reading this one book for quite some time. I had discovered the book off of Facebook, off of a group called Riding Fear Free.
Okay.
And after reading postings and so many people on there, and just really intrigued me about this book, that I decided to purchase the book and started reading it and applying the tools that they have in the book to my writing, and which has helped me a lot.
Okay, so we have a book called Riding Fear Free by Judy Lyons. I'm going to put a little description down there. I'm also going to put a link to her Facebook group in the description, as well as the book, and where you can get it through Amazon and I guess Barnes & Noble. I did a quick little search before we started this. Barnes & Noble carries it too. And it's an under $20 paperback book, so it's really affordable. And it's also on Kindle too, and that's where you started reading it, was electronic.
Yes.
Okay. So you are now part of this group on Facebook.
I am.
And there's a lot of support there.
Yes.
Awesome.
There is a lot. I know when I first rode last year, after for so long, I posted a little bit of posted my video that I have, that I posted while I was on horseback, because I figured nobody believed me that I was finally there, and did a little bit of a story that I finally got into the saddle again, and posted it on Riding Fear Free, and so many people on there were just so happy and so supportive, and that's all it's about. That's all this site is about, is supporting people who have all different kinds of issues with fears of either being around the horse or back in the saddle riding, dealing with their fear, because there's all different kinds of fear.
Yeah.
That I've realized that people, by reading, their stories.
Yeah. So, well, that's good. I'm glad. See, that's what I like about Facebook, is aside from all the puppy videos and political problems and people complaining, there's a lot of like self-help groups out there that are really good for things like this. So this is really good for you, because now you've got an immediate reaction to a problem. Say you go out and you have a situation like this, and you want to tell other people, hey, this is what happened. This is immediately going to help other people.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay, so if you guys have any issues with fear or whatever, go ahead and, not now, wait until after the video, but go check out that Facebook page, Riding Fear Free, and see what it's all about. I subscribe to it. I'm just waiting for mine to be accepted. So now in the book, I don't have the book, so I really, do I have somebody else over here?
Yes.
Hi. So I don't know what's really in this book. You and I talked about, you had some tools that you use to get over your fear.
And work through things, yes.
I think a lot of these tools are a lot like what our trainers do for beginning riders. Your trainers will give you tools to overcome that fear. I know when I was doing my training, my trainer would teach me, because she wanted me to do more than a walk. She wanted me to go into a canter or a trot, and I was afraid to go faster. So she would tell me to sing "Happy Birthday," and I was like, "That's kind of weird, you know, singing Happy Birthday." But it kind of took my brain off of being afraid of moving faster and losing control of this horse in an arena that was a schooling horse. So there was no fear of that anyway. Are you messing with my hair? Here, you can have this little one. So she taught me how to sing. And then, of course, what are some of the things that you started doing when you got on this other friend's horse? What did you have to do at the very beginning to kind of move past that to get on your little trail ride?
Support. The biggest thing for me at that point was support, where they both said that you can do this. Mm-hmm. They didn't push me. Mm-hmm. They let me make that decision whether if I wanted to do this or not, because I asked them.
Mm-hmm. So no peer pressure. That's always a good thing. You know, peer pressure is just awful. It makes you do things that you're not ready to do, and that's a recipe for disaster anyway.
Yes.
So did they? So having that comfort Way to go there, buddy. So having that comfort of the person that you know, that you trusts you to do what you need to do to get on the horse.
Yes.
Okay. What else?
Once I got into the saddle, mm-hmm. They let me figure this out. Once I sat there, mm-hmm. and realized that I wasn't panicking, because that's very important, and that's one of the things that's in the book as far as being important of, and also on their Facebook page, of having someone that you trust and having someone that understands and doesn't push you, mm-hmm. to be able to build your confidence up, in order to take that step.
Right.
And that's the way they were. They, allowed me to make that decision to put my foot in that stirrup and swing my leg over.
Get up there and just do it, right?
Get up there and just sit. That's all I wanted to do, mm-hmm. was just sit. Then when she felt like I was more prepared, then she said, okay, we're just gonna go around in a circle a little bit, no big deal. And that's exactly how she put it. Mm-hmm. And she had the lead rope, I had the reins, mm-hmm. but I was still hanging on, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But she was calm, no big deal.
Yeah.
And even when I started to go a little bit, she's like, no big deal. Yeah. And so that right there made me realize, hey,
we can do this.
Yes.
Yeah. How long has it been since you went on that trail ride?
Since last September.
Kind of back to square one a little bit. You know the feeling. You remember that it was a safe and it was a pleasurable experience. And we're just gonna take it up to the next level. We're gonna. Are you biting my chair, sir? Don't bite my chair. So we're gonna get you to that next level where you are confident around the horse and you're comfortable, and you can go up to him or him and say, okay, I know who you are, and let's go for a ride. That's where we ultimately want to get to, right?
Exactly.
Cool. All right. So we had a little conversation earlier about some of the tools that are in this book. Singing, writing a journal. You've written a journal afterwards, kind of.
Yeah, it's journaling afterwards, after each time that you spend with the horse, whether it be brushing them or anything like that, or even being close to them, being able to rub them and stuff, it's very important to sit down and journal and write what your feelings are, and that's what I do, and that's what I will continue to do, especially with this very important step that I'm taking, and also applying the tools, which I will be going back and looking in my book.
There you go.
I'll be going back and reading some more.
I should get that book. That way I can kind of see what she's written. That way I can we can work with each other through it. So maybe that'll be on my checklist. Maybe I'll be sponsored. You never know. So basically, we want to make sure that we journal our activities. Like today, you'll go home and you'll say, this is what we did, and I got to interact with Jarvis, and what we're going to do afterwards. And then that allows you to process what you've accomplished for the day to move on to the next stage.
Yes.
And then if we have any setbacks for that day, you can write it down and be like, I was a little bit more nervous on this part, even though it didn't look like I was nervous. Like him right now, some people would be nervous having a big horse nibble at their sweatshirt or something like that. You know, you could write that down and say, hey, I was a little nervous here. He was a little in my face, and I was kind of worried he was going to bite me. But obviously, you're okay with that.
No, I was okay with this. Actually, to be honest with you, I was nervous sitting down here to talk about this because I was having to think through what happened to me, and it's kind of like a healing process. To help work through it, being able to talk about it to someone, even more so that I can start that next step.
Right.
And I believe that anyone that sees this video, really hoping that they'll be able to look at it and say, if she can do this, so can I, and give them support.
I think we can do that. What do you think, Jarvis? No more treats. You ate them all. There's none more in there.
They're all gone.
That's where they were, all gone. Sorry. Well, so, there's the story. So let's get started. You can tie him up anywhere you want.
I haven't done it in a while.
You just make a hand.
Alright. Where you want to find that?
Wherever you like.
was in my red, with white tights, red outfit, white tights, you know, gymnastics outfit, riding on the back of this horse with a cowboy.
That's funny.
And, and I was loving every minute of it.
That's awesome. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna go for a quick little walk, you guys. We've done some brushing and now everybody's calm and relaxed. So we're just gonna go for a little walk around the pasture, and that way we can get a little bit more acquainted with our horses. Very good, you guys. Some food. Come around there, buddy. I want you to attack the camera here. Come on in. Come on in.
Sorry, I didn't know that, but I'll learn. Every learn.
Oh, look what I thought. We'll go to you. Okay. That way. Uh-oh. This way? No, not you. Him. And just put it down? Yep. Come on, Darcy. Come on. actually stand out in the pasture, put both buckets down, and point to whatever bucket I want him to go to, and he'll go to that bucket. Well, guys, that was quite an afternoon, I think. And how was it? Did we do good?
Yes.
Good.
We did really good.
Did he do good?
Yes.
I know you did good.
We did really good.
Awesome. Now, I know there was one time that you were a little nervous when I asked if you wanted to go through like a narrow part, and we went around. So that was really good that you expressed that you were nervous and you weren't ready for that.
Yes, because it was too confined for me with him in that space at this time until later on I get my confidence more to where I can be like, oh,
No biggie.
yeah, no biggie.
Didn't have to worry about using any breathing tools. There were no singing.
No
singing. We
no
didn't
singing. Just enjoying. I think just giving him a good brushing and stuff was very relaxing.
Yeah.
And getting my hands on him, being able to work and even moving when he stepped off.
Yeah, he did great. You did.
Got him
I mean,
backed
he
up.
listened to you and he moved around,
Great.
and I think he did good listening to you too.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, I believe that, you know, horses, once they realize that this person kind of knows what they're doing, even though they might be a little bit nervous, but they do have a little bit of experience, they realize, well, wait a minute, yeah, this person is kind of knows to tap here to make me move my feet.
Yep.
But gentle, you know.
Yep, just poke, poke, poke. That's what I do with him.
Yep.
These guys have seen me do that all the time. I poke them in the butt, poke them in the side.
Yep. That's the best way to move them, because out in the wild, that's what, you know, the lead mare does, is hump to make them move.
Yep. And when these two guys, when they walk, he'll bump him, Darcy, in the butt, and be like, let's go.
Get moving.
Yep. So I think today was a really good start to our new series of Getting Over Your Fears.
Yes.
And are you okay with continuing with Jarvis and the way that you and him seem to kind of connect a little bit? Awesome.
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Good. So the next episode that we do will be in 2 weeks, and we're gonna let Anne-Marie kind of relax and process what happened today and write in your journal. Make sure that we can go back to it, because it's not something that we're going to be doing every day. So she might have to go back a little bit to kind of refresh a little bit. Maybe we might go for one quick walk just to kind of reconnect a little bit, because everybody knows that when you get to bond with each other, connecting and having them latch onto you, then everything else just kind of moves along nicely.
Yep.
So then I'm going to leave it up to her during these next 2 weeks to decide what she wants to do next, where she wants to go, and how we can kind of push her out of her comfort zone a little bit. And then maybe we might see a little bit more of that dance. A little bit of happy dance. So we'll do the little happy dance together. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this series, or if you're starting to like the series, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. And if there's a bell, hit the bell, because that'll email you and let you know that we've got another episode that just came in. So I guess with that, we will see you next time on Summerfield Farm and those guys, Draft Horses. Ta-da!